My name is David McLeod. Thank you for joining me for today's video message from my daily affirmation program. Not that long ago, I had the idea that my desires were somehow bad or wrong. Because of some of the teachings of my religious upbringing, I had it in my head that it was somehow better, more evolved, more enlightened if I could deny my own desires and do everything in my power to help others fulfill their desires. According to this belief, I was supposed to withhold things from myself in order not to appear selfish. I was supposed to give everything I had to bigger and better causes, or else risk the perpetual pains of a hell that was way beyond my imagination. Interestingly, and quite ironically, all of this was happening in the context of a society that seemed to be growing ever stronger in its message to buy more, collect more, to amass as much as possible if I ever hoped to connect to happiness. Although I didn't realize it at the time, I was being pulled in two different directions by extreme messages that didn't really serve any positive purpose, but which generated a lot of confusion in my life and eventually led me to a lot of suffering. Well, lucky for me, I found my way to a path of personal growth that helped me to question my old beliefs, many of which I discarded for newer, more relevant ones. During my journey, I met an amazing woman who challenged me to recognize and acknowledge my desires and wants for what they really were. She saw desires as motivating forces that can provide us with vital information on our life journey. And she knew that as long as I was denying my desires, I was also denying myself opportunities for moving forward. Well, that awakening changed my perspective very, very quickly. I soon learned that desires come to us from within, like messages from Universal Spirit, that help us to move in the direction that we have chosen for our lives. It's true that we can sometimes misinterpret desires as messages from our ego minds, that we will somehow be happier if we have that new thing in our life. But it's also true that when we stop to look underneath a desire, we can actually see that there is something there to attract something even more important into our lives, something that helps us to grow and evolve as we travel our life journey. I've come to see now that whatever I desire is actually a good thing, even though I may not necessarily act on that desire. Furthermore, I've come to be grateful whenever I've asked out loud for what I want, for this is a true acknowledgement of my own worthiness. And the more worthy I feel about my own life, the more I am able to help others to feel the same kind of worthiness in their lives. This week, I invite you to welcome and embrace the feeling of desire whenever it shows up, to acknowledge and understand what it is that your desire is telling you, and then to celebrate when you recognize and ask for what you truly want. Believe me, you are worthy, and your journey will become even more fulfilling as you continue this practice. Have a wonderful week.